Hi all, welcome to our webinar on how to ace GATE 2018. So in this webinar, we'll wish to discuss with you how you can best crack the GATE exam and how you can perform up to your potential in order to achieve the best rank. So what will be the flow in this webinar? First of all, I'll let you know about our company, that is Kreatryx. Then we'll discuss what are the steps that you can follow in order to prepare for GATE 2018. And then we'll discuss what differentiates topper from rest of the students, that is what is their X factor and USP. Then we'll see, since you all might have started with the test series or have joined the test series, how you can best attempt a test. And then I'll be taking your queries in which you can ask me personal doubts about GATE 2018 preparation. So without wasting much of your time, let us get started. What is Kreatryx? Basically, Kreatryx is an online and offline GATE PSU preparation platform which was founded back in the year 2014. So it has been 3 years since we have been operating, and recently, yesterday only, we celebrated our third year anniversary. So it was co-founded by Ankit Goyal, that is me, Rohit Nitin Joshi, my dear friend, and Akash Porwal. So Kreatryx, since its beginning, has produced top 28 ranks in top 100 in the year 2015, 2016, and 2017. And our current batch 2018 is going on as of now. And we have produced AIR 1 in GATE 2015, 7 in 2016, and 4 in 2017. So that has been our track record since now. And our company is especially popular for giving out strategies and letting you all know what can be the best way to prepare for GATE, even if you are doing self-study, even if you don't want to do coaching. And in this webinar, our main objective is to target those students who are preparing by themselves, how they can best crack the GATE exam. So you can get a few tips how you can prepare, what should be the strategy in order to ace the GATE exam. So let us move on to the main topic, that is what should be the steps that you should follow in order to get the best rank. Okay. So guys, first of all, you need to understand that GATE is not an exam that could be cracked by just hard work alone. It needs smart work, it needs a strategy, it needs a direction. Without direction, even if you work hard for 3 or 4 years, there are very less chances that you will be able to ace GATE exam. But if you are working consistently, even for a lesser number of hours, but in the right direction, with the right guidance and the right strategy, then you can be rest assured that you will ace GATE exam. So remember, GATE exam is not only based on your knowledge, on your understanding of concepts, rather for that purpose, any other exam also tests a lot of parameters like your patience, like your calmness, like your attitude towards the examination and how you can handle the exam pressure. So only going after knowledge, reading from standard books, going after this and that, and collecting a lot of material will not help you in the GATE examination. Okay, so you need to be well prepared with a strategy. So what should be our step one? First of all, we must look at the GATE syllabus. Why is that? The thing is that when we don't look at the GATE syllabus and we directly refer to the standard books, there are a lot of topics given in that which may or may not be asked in GATE exam. So you are creating excess pressure on yourself if you are going by standard books, because you are reading a lot of unnecessary things which haven't been asked in GATE and which are not even in the GATE syllabus. So you need to just narrow down the scope of the GATE exam. You need to narrow down the syllabus, because anyways you have to prepare around 12 to 15 subjects in just a matter of 6 months. And it is not a small thing to prepare so many subjects, and that too at the best possible level. So if you want to reduce the effort, kindly check out the topics that are mentioned in GATE syllabus. In a panic, do not go after each and every topic, because students with a fear of being left out, leaving out some topic, they try to prepare everything. But you may prepare everything at this point of time when you will be revising about 10 to 12 subjects. You will not be remembering all those things. So prepare less, but prepare everything in much depth. Okay, that is, practice a lot of problems on that, though you may not be covering a lot of topics. Then you need to prepare a list of subjects that is in GATE curriculum, and they should be in the order of prerequisite. Like some subjects should have been done before the other one, because its concept will be utilized in the next subject. So in that manner only you have to proceed. Otherwise, you won't be able to crack that subject, or you won't be able to learn that much. Like for an example, since I am from electrical, I can tell you network analysis is a subject which is a prerequisite for analog electronics, for electrical machines, for power system, for power electronics, for measurement. So it is a prerequisite for at least 5 to 6 subjects. So if you prepare it first of all, then you get the freedom of going after any other subject, because now you very well know the basics. Similarly, in mechanical, there is engineering mechanics, there is strength of material. So that way you have to think which subject is most important in terms of preparing other subjects as well. Then there might be some concepts which are not a part of GATE syllabus but still be very important. Like if we talk about calculus, knowing basic differentiation and integration is the first step of starting engineering. So there are some concepts of basic maths, that is what you learn in 10 plus 2, which are very important for GATE examination, and some of you might not have had that much background in those subjects that you can crack GATE exam. So before trying to crack GATE exam, you need to be assured that you know these things which are the basics that are required. Like in mechanical engineering, mechanics has been directly derived from the 11th class physics. Like basic maths, calculus is required, like probability is required, like permutation and combination is required. So these sort of topics you need to be very well versed with in order to first start with the GATE preparation. So kindly make a list of these topics so that you know whether or not you are aware about these things, because sometimes we lack the basic and that is why we are not able to grasp that subject. Now, move on to the step 2. Once you have done your research in GATE syllabus and the topics that are required, you need to make a daily routine. So don't be too hard on yourself. Make a daily routine which you can follow consistently for the next 6 to 7 months. Even if you make a hectic routine, you may be able to follow it for 6 days, 7 days, 10 days, but not such a span of 200 days. So keep that in mind while preparing a routine. Like if you are a dropout, you can dedicate 8 to 10 hours each day for study. And being a dropout, if you are in a coaching, then you can give 6 to 7 hours to coaching and 6 to 7 hours to self study. But if you are a college going student, then you can dedicate at least 2 to 3 hours each day after college hours. And if you are a job working professional, then you can dedicate 2 hours each day on weekdays and then 8 to 9 hours on weekends. That way you can manage your timeline so that you devote sufficient number of hours. And remember, these number of hours are not that important. That is, the quality in these hours is much more important. So first thing that I tell my students always is, do not focus on number of hours that you are putting effort, but focus on how many questions or how many topics you are able to cover in that time, because efficiency is a must, because we have only a limited time on our hands. So if you are efficient in that much time, you will gain a lot as compared to the other aspirant who is spending a lot of hours but not that quality time. Now once you have made a daily routine, what students usually ignore is the importance of aptitude and engineering maths. So you have to prepare engineering maths and aptitude well. That is why you can dedicate 1 hour each day for maths and aptitude. So if you continue this routine for 2 months, you will definitely be able to get good marks in aptitude and maths, because aptitude and maths, they alone constitute of about 27 to 28 marks. And since they have such a huge weightage, you can think the cutoff is 25 marks and these subjects are 28 marks. So even if you prepare these two subjects well, your cutoff is directly cleared. Then whatever you prepare in technical will be a bonus and will make your rank. But if you are leaving out these subjects, then you may be very well in your technical subjects or anything, but a student who doesn't know technical subject can also get a better rank than you if he scores well in aptitude. I have seen in the past year many students have come across me who have prepared, but they were not very good in aptitude. And due to that factor, they were getting only 4 to 5 marks and out of 15 marks, and they were losing rank, though they were very good at technical. So it is high time that you realize these subjects cannot be ignored. You keep them pushing, you postponing them for the later time, but that time will never come. So it is high time that you pick up the books of aptitude and maths and you start preparing them right away along with your technical. They are very much important in GATE exam because they have the highest weightage among all the subjects in GATE. And as I have told you, basic knowledge of this 10 plus 2 maths, that is calculus, P and C, all these things are very important if you are preparing for any engineering entrance. Then, if you wish to know what topics you can prepare, which topics you should focus extra upon, which topics are relevant, which are not. You can refer to our blog. You can visit our website kreatryx.com. There you will find our blog, and there we have mentioned subject wise tips for each and every subject. So you will get a clear idea which things are important and which are not. And then after dedicating 1 to 2 hours for aptitude and maths, you can dedicate 4 hours to technical. If you are not able to dedicate 4 hours, at least 3 hours you should dedicate for the other technical subject. So you have to do them parallelly, the technical and the non-technical stuff, instead of going about 2 or 3 technical subject at a time. Okay, remember, those who crack gate exam with good ranks definitely get good marks in aptitude. So there is no way around this. If you are 100% accurate in your technical, then only you can skip aptitude. But I don't think that is very much possible in any of the engineering streams, because if you commit an error, you can gain marks from aptitude, but if you don't know aptitude, even one error will cost heavy to you. Okay, so please be prepared with aptitude and engineering maths well. They do have a high weightage in gate exam. Now the question comes, how should I go about a subject? That is, when I pick a subject, I start a subject, what should I do in that? That might be in your mind as well. So there can be various ways. If you have joined a coaching, then you will be attending classes. There you will be listening to concepts. You will be understanding concepts. So go at home and try to practice problems based on that concept, whatever has been taught to you in the class. And if you are reading self study, you are reading from standard books or from any other study material, you need to have a habit of taking notes. So, frankly speaking, taking notes has two benefits. First, you are able to remember it better. Secondly, you don't feel sleepy while you are reading any book. Okay, continuously just reading might go out of our brain and we might feel sleepy or we might doze off as well. So, if you are taking notes, you will be more attentive and you will be focusing more on a subject, and whatever you write by hand you will be able to remember. That way a concise study material will be prepared by yourself only, even if you are doing self study and even if you are attending a class. So if you are attending a class, your class notes will be sufficient. If you are self studying, then take notes from the books or any other material. Then after taking notes or attending class, you should go home and practice problems from that question bank whichever you have available with you. Okay, and previous year question bank is must, because nowadays gate is being conducted in multiple sessions. Then what happens is the questions that have been asked in previous year gate nowadays are getting repeated. So if you already know what kind of problems can be expected in exam, you can attempt them better. And mind my word, around 50 to 55 questions will be of the similar type that have been asked earlier. And if you are able to crack those 50 to 55 questions, you need not worry about rest of the 10 questions. What we do actually is we keep worrying about those 5 to 10 new questions that will come in that year. And because of that, we do not prepare well rest of the 55 questions which are based on similar pattern. That way you are losing your confidence, you are losing marks. So don't go after those 10 questions, rather go after those 55 questions which you are very well prepared with. So preparing previous year question is a very must thing and you cannot leave it at any cost. Then on each concept you have to prepare at least 25 to 30 problems in order to know any way around, in order to understand any short tricks or any concepts in that type of concept. Let me take an example. Suppose you are studying linear algebra. I am taking linear algebra. Why? Because it is common to all the branches. There we have one concept of eigenvalue and eigenvector. So if you don't practice around 20-25 problems based on that concept, you won't be able to grasp that much. Though I'll say that it is not universal for all. Some students are pretty intelligent, so they may be able to get the feel of that concept even in 5 to 10 problems. But I'm talking from an average student point of view. You have to prepare 20 to 25 problems on each concept. Mind my word, each concept. It is not each chapter. Okay. A chapter may consist of at least 5 to 6 concepts which can be asked in gate exam. That way you have to practice problem. And the most important thing, never practice problems one by one. Keep a target, take 1 hour out, and you solve 15 problems in that. Keep a watch with you. You have 1 hour available and you are practicing 15 problems. If you get stuck at a problem, move on. Your target is to attempt the problems at a test in a timely manner, because that will test your accuracy and that will tell you at what speed are you operating. Okay, that is the most important thing in gate, because if you are practicing problems individually and you are committing errors in each of them, you will never be able to realize if you are not practicing them as a set. So practice 15 problems and then check out their answers to understand how many mistakes have you committed and what kind of mistakes have you committed. That will give you a real picture where you stand and where you need to go, and what is the path between your source and your destination. Okay, but if you are doing problems individually, you will never be knowing if you are heading in the right direction or you are completely lost. So try this out one time at least, what I am telling you, to practice problems as a set, and you will definitely see the benefits of this approach. Now, next is our step 3. Once you have completed the study of a subject, revise that in one day and then attempt subject test or part test from test series. Okay. Once you attempt a test, you will be knowing at all India level where you are standing. If you are standing well in front of your competitors, in front of your fellow aspirants, that means that subject is very well done. Otherwise, you have to see whenever you have given a test where you have committed those mistakes and what you could have done better in order to get better marks, and then work on that part. Okay, so after giving a test, do not after giving a completing a subject, do not postpone the test, because we have a habit of procrastinating. We keep on postponing the test, and in that manner we will never be knowing if we have prepared a subject well enough. So you may fail, you may pass, but you cannot escape the test. Anyways, you have to sit for gate, so it is better that you sit for as many exams as possible before gate, so that you have a real idea of if you are headed on the right path. Okay, then once you have attempted a test, you have to analyze your mistake. You have to analyze where you have committed a mistake, which concept in particular has been your weak point. Once you know your weak point, like in a subject, suppose I have given maths test and I see I have committed errors in all the integration problems, or integral calculus is not up to the mark. Then I will not prepare the entire maths again, but I'll only focus on integral calculus. That is the power of analysis. Okay, if you are not analyzing, then you will think your entire math subject is weak and you will prepare it from scratch, but that will waste a lot of effort and time and you will not gain much from it. So better analyze the test, analyze your mistakes, analyze your weaker areas, and then work on those particular points, because strengthening your strengths will not give you marks, but making your weaker points even at the average level will definitely guarantee you a gate rank. Okay, and if you attempt multiple tests on a subject, you should see a definite improvement in terms of your percentile, in terms of your rank, and in terms of your absolute marks, whichever is applicable to you. But you should see improvement. If you are not improving or the curve is going down, that means there is a certain blunder. Okay, there is a certain problem with you, that why you are not able to improve when you are giving tests again and again. Okay, so that is how you should analyze. Only tests are not sufficient, but analysis is the most important part. Next, step 4. Once you have completed 3 to 4 subjects, that is 2 or 2.5 months are passed, then you can start revision in place of maths and aptitude, because every day you have your 2 hours, 2.5 hours left. So you can utilize that to revise the subject. And you can follow the same order of revision in which you covered your subjects. That is, if you first completed maths, then you can start with maths revision. And whenever you revise a subject, after revising that subject, you again have to attempt test number 2. So whenever you revise a subject, you have to give a test in order to know whether or not the concepts are up to the mark. And you can dedicate 8 to 10 days to revise a certain subject, and you can dedicate 15 to 20 days to complete a new subject. But remember, this revision and course completion should be done in parallel, because if you leave it to the last, then what will happen? You will have a set of 12 subjects and you might already have forgotten the first 6 to 7 subjects. Then you will panic and you will not be able to follow your strategy and your plan will fail. So remember, revision is not when you complete the course, revision is when you complete a subject. So even after completing one subject, you can revise that. There is not any problem in that. But remember, on the day of exam, You need to have all the 12 subject on your tips. That is how you can get it on your tips, by revising a subject again and again. When you revise it multiple times, it will stick to your brain and you will never forget the concepts. But as soon as you stop revision, you will panic. A fear will be in your mind that you have forgotten a subject, and that fear will take you down. So remember, revision is a must step. Now, how can I revise a subject? Should I go through complete notes? Should I practice problems? Should I see the test series? What should I do? Actually, when you are revising, you can choose a topic. Like if I have dedicated 10 days, I will divide the subject into 10 equal parts and I'll assign each part to each day. Like suppose if maths is there, there are 7 chapters. So I'll dedicate, let us say, 1 day to each chapter, or 2 days. Okay. Like linear algebra can be done in 1 day, then calculus can be done in 2 days. Like that, you will make a schedule for 10 days. And then you will revise only those concepts from your notes which you are gonna study on that particular day. Once you have browsed through your notes, and this should be very quick actually, in not more than half hour to 45 minutes, you should be able to go through your notes for that set of concepts. After doing that, solve some problems. You can solve previous year problems, or you can mark the good questions that you are facing first time. Like if I am studying mathematics right now, I can mark the good questions so that whenever I'll be revising maths, I'll take a look at those concepts again, or those questions again, so you can practice that. Once you have revised a subject, again give a test on that subject to know whether or not that subject is up to the mark. So on revision, you can solve previous year problems or some good questions that you had come across earlier. So on your screen, you can see the ideal schedule that can be followed by electrical and ECE student in the order of prerequisite. That is, first is network, because it is prerequisite for multiple subject. Then signal, because signal is purely mathematical and it will assist you in multiple subject. Then you can go for machines and EDC, control then analog, power systems and EMT, analog then control, and power electronics and maths digital, then field theory, measurement, and general aptitude. Okay. So that way, what I have done here is I have kept one non-core subject between two core subjects. How it will help you? Because when you are doing like subjects like maths, digital, these subjects are not a very heavy burden. They kind of give you a breathing space. So kindly insert one non-core subject, which one is easier, between two heavy subjects, so that you get a little bit breathing space. But if you go about core subject one after the other, then a lot of time will be wasted, because you won't be able to cover all the subjects simultaneously. Then what happens? You will have to leave out certain topics. And once you start doing that, there will be a collection of topics which you haven't prepared, and they may be asked in GATE. And nowadays, guys, what I have observed in GATE is they have a habit of asking those concepts which students take lightly or leave out. So do not think anything is unimportant because you do not know. They have mentioned it in the GATE course. They have never said it that they won't be asking it. So don't do that, that this is not important, this is important, I can leave this stuff. Because having that attitude itself will take you down. Why? Because if you are thinking in initial stages only that you have to leave certain things, then those things will keep on piling up, and at the end you will have a huge set of things that you have left out just in order to prepare the other things well, and you never know what can be asked in GATE. Other thing is that if you have left out certain topics, you will always be underconfident in exam. You may always have a fear that it may be asked, and that fear will not let you focus. So in order to focus well in exam, in order to have a better concentration, you need to be be confident about yourself that you have prepared everything well. If you have that confidence, then definitely you will do well in GATE exam. Now the thing is that what do toppers do differently? What separates them from rest of the herd? How they are able to ace the GATE exam while others are not even able to clear the cutoff? If you know the standard, if you know the stats, then what happens actually? In GATE exam, only 16% of the candidates are able to clear the cutoff. Why there is a huge gap that some person is able to get such a good rank while others are just below the cutoff? So let us see what kind of factors are there. So first of the habit of the topper is acute focus and there is no diversion. That is, you should be focused at your target. You have to get a good rank in GATE, and nothing else will matter to you. There are no distractions, no nothing. The first thing is that you have to do well in GATE exam. If you are focused upon that, then nothing can come into your way. And also, whenever we are studying a subject, we get diverted. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if this is asked? What if that is asked? That what if will waste a lot of time, because whatever your teacher is telling you, whatever has been asked in gate, you have to prepare that well. Because remember, preparing for an exam and gaining a knowledge, these are two different concepts. Because for gaining knowledge, you need to spend more and more time. You cannot just become an expert in 5 to 6 months on 10 to 12 subjects. So keep that in mind. We have to prepare subjects so that we can attempt the questions. We don't have to do PhD, we don't have to do research. So don't get into that habit of going into what if this happens, what if that, because I have seen a lot of students doing it. Though they may get their answers, but it is taking them nowhere. They are not going towards their goal. So instead of researching into a single subject, try to keep in mind the schedule, the deadline that you have set for yourself, and solve as many problems as possible in that much time. The second habit of a topper is, no matter how the worst conditions are, no matter how the odds are stacked against him, he will never give up. Okay, because you definitely will face a lot of difficulties when you are chasing your dreams, whenever you are going after an exam. Definitely there will be roadblocks, but that is the actual test, that overcoming those roadblocks you are able to reach your destination, you are able to realize your dreams. So don't give up. You may just be standing beside your goal and you might not even be knowing it. If you give up at the last moment, then you will waste whatever efforts you did, whatever hard work you did, that will go in vain. So please don't give up. No matter how worse the conditions are, there is always a hope, even if only 1 month is left for gate. You guys can do it. Only people like you do it. So never give up. Toppers are amongst yourselves only. They are not born differently, or they are not born with special talent. But the only thing is that they do not give up. If you don't give up, definitely the destiny will reward you in the due time, but you will get the rewards for your effort. Secondly is, learn from your mistakes. One thing that we do is, we keep on committing the same error again and again and again. If you do that, then what is the guarantee that you won't be committing the same error in gate? But once you know that you are doing a certain mistake, learn from it. Try not to repeat that mistake, because even if you commit 1,000 mistakes now, it is good. But don't commit those 1,000 mistakes in the gate exam and you will get through. If you are careful about the mistakes that you are committing now, don't repeat them in gate exam. The second is that toppers do have a very boring lifestyle. They do have a very boring schedule. That is, morning to evening, they follow the same schedule on each day. If you want to enjoy life, if you want entertainment, then that will not take you towards your goal. And you might have heard even the best athletes, best sports people also say it, like Virat Kohli recently said it, that for being successful you have to lead a boring life, you have to lead a disciplined life. That discipline might seem boring to a little bunch of you, but that discipline only gets through and only makes the best people and only improves you. So you have to have a discipline in everything that you are doing. Second is that you have to have a balanced routine. You have to have a necessary sleep of 6 hours. You have to eat healthy food. You have to study. Everything should be done in due time. You should not over focus on anything. Like, even if you are focusing on your studies, do not give up on the food. Do not give up on the speed, because if you fall ill, you will lose at least 4 to 5 weeks or 15 days of your preparation, and that will cost you in your exams. And we know that this session, this July August month, weather is changing a lot, so there are a lot of chances that you might be catching a disease. So please be away from the street food that is being sold. Please eat hygienic food so that you are very well healthy, and because when you are healthy, then only you can focus on your studies. Second is, have a calm mind. Don't get overexcited. Don't listen to what people are saying, what they are advising you, because what happens is, every topper has a different strategy. No two toppers can have the same strategy. But if you are seeking advice from a lot of people, you will get confused. And in the fear of failure, we do seek advice from wherever it can come, but that will disturb your original strategy. So make a strategy at the beginning itself and follow that blindly for the next 6 months, no matter what people are telling, no matter if they are opposing you, because once you get that gate rank, then people will only say that they already knew you will get the gate rank. You can listen it from their mouth that they will say the same thing, but they will not believe you. They will try to stop you in your tracks, but do not listen to them and keep following the path that you have set for yourself, and definitely you will reach your destination. There is no single path to reach a gate rank or any other destination for that purpose. You can have your own technique, you can have your own method, and still you can be the best. Okay, so don't go after a lot of people seeking advice. Follow one advice, follow that for the next 6 months and see the difference. If you try to do a lot of things in a very less time, then you will fail, because not only those people fail which don't have knowledge, people with a lot of knowledge also fail in gate exam. Why? Because they are trying to do a lot of things in a very short span of time. So you have to be smart about your effort. Don't put over effort and don't put under effort. You have to be pretty much precise, pretty much optimum in your approach. And do not over socialize. If you are sitting with a lot of people, if you are discussing daily, if you are talking about a lot of things, then there may be certain people who will put negative thoughts in your mind. And once those negative thoughts creep up in your mind, then what happens? You divert away from your goal. Even while studying, you will be getting a lot of negative ideas, lot of negative thoughts. What may happen, what may not happen, what if I don't get a rank in gate? And those sort of thoughts will reduce your efficiency, because though you may be sitting with your book but you won't be learning anything. That is a guarantee. Okay, so in order to be at your most efficient, please do not over socialize. Do talk to people as much as it is required. Don't over talk or don't over socialize. Don't overuse Facebook, WhatsApp, everything. Technology will still be there once you get your gate rank, and you will have a lot of opportunities and a lot of time after cracking gate to talk with people, to hang around with friends, to watch a movie. But this is the time when you take a call on your career and you follow the strategy that you have set for yourself. This is not the time to be wasted. This is a time where you can make or break your career. So please realize this. This is a very important time in your lives. Now, what should you do? First of all, do not over focus on theoretical concepts, because GATE itself, in the name, it is written aptitude. So they will be testing your application of concept and not just the theoretical concept. So practice a lot of problems. See where you can apply those concepts, how those concepts can be applied, what kind of exceptions are there to any rule. That way you should approach. If you keep on reading standard books, if you keep on reading references, you will be gaining a lot of knowledge, but your problem solving skills will not improve. That is a guarantee. Okay, so try to solve a lot of problems, and then you will see how your concepts are improving and how you are able to better remember each and every concept. If teacher is telling you a lot of problems, if you are solving a lot of problems in class, that will not help. Sit alone in a small room and then solve problem with your utmost concentration, and then if you solve a problem completely, you will not be forgetting it for the rest of your life. Okay, so if you solve a problem in that manner, that will help you. But if you solve a problem within 100 students or in a class environment or just casually, that you will not be able to remember. Okay, then the next thing is, do not overanalyze. But we try to overanalyze, we try to make certain direct methods, we try to derive shortcuts, because if you want to be speedy, if you want to do calculations, or if you want to solve a question faster, make your brain work faster. Because once you start deriving those direct methods, there may be exceptions somewhere, and if that exception occurs in gate exam, you will lose marks. So do not make a new shortcut by yourselves until it is proven that it applies to all the cases without any exception. Because we have a general tendency, like if we see 3 4 problems of a type, we think that this concept can be applied anywhere, and then we apply that concept anywhere, and that will lead you to lose your marks. Because gate professors already know where you may commit a mistake, where you will let it slip, where you will let the guard down, and that is the point where the problem will be framed. Okay, So do not overanalyze whatever is being taught to you, and whatever you are reading from the books, that much is sufficient to crack gate. Okay. Again, revise only those things which are relevant. Not everything taught in class or written in books is relevant, though you may read it at once, but do not revise it again and again unless that concept is important in gate. Second, you have to be very fast in your calculations. Multiplication, addition, subtraction, these must be able to be done by hand, because now in gate there is virtual calculator, as you all know. And if we have to input the data from your mouse, then you won't be able to do calculations fast by the calculator. So please try to do calculations by hand. You will commit a mistake 10 times or 100 times, but 101 time you will be calculating it correctly, and that too in a shorter span of time. So do not be afraid calculating by hand or calculating in a oral manner, because you will commit a mistake now, but by the time gate exam arrives, you will be prepared to tackle those sort of questions. So that way you will also have a less dependency on calculator for calculation. You can directly calculate using your mind. So that way your time will be saved in calculation, and you can focus more on cracking the problem rather than calculation. Then do not waste your time. Time is a very precious resource. If you want to sleep, sleep. If you want to study, study. But do not waste time just sitting around and doing nothing, because that will tire you and that will not give you the desired result. Then focus on one day at a time. Do not look ahead about gate exam or the result after gate. Focus on one day and try to give your 100% on each day. One day at a time can take you towards your goal, because when we are reaching for the stars, we have to go it by step. You can only climb one stair at a time. If you want to climb the entire staircase at a time, you won't be able to do it, and you will only fall. So go one step at a time, and definitely you will reach your destination. And you have to work on improving concentration and memory, because what happens is we are always in a rush. We think that time will not be sufficient to solve the problem. We just want to solve it first in everything. Like if we are sitting in classroom, if we are taking any course, then we want to be the first among all the students. But do you really think being first in a set of 50 to 100 students guarantees that you will be first in 1.5 lakh students? No, it is not at all guaranteed. So try to focus on accuracy rather than focusing on speed, because if you are getting correct answers every time, then whatever you attempt in gate, even if you attempt 40 questions, 45 questions, that will be completely correct, though it may not apply to all the branches, especially mechanical engineering, where people are getting more than 95. But I'm talking about other streams where 75 to 80 marks is a good score. That way you don't need to attempt all the 65 problems. You can attempt lesser number of problems and still get a better rank. Okay. So for that, you have to improve your concentration. You have to read a problem twice before attempting it, so that you don't miss out on anything. Because in a hurry, we don't even see what is being asked. We will just write the answer as the first parameter that you derive, though it may have asked you to do further calculation. It may have asked any other parameter for that matter, but you won't see it, because you get excited whenever you see a problem. You think that I know this concept, so let me do it faster. But remember, whichever concepts you know better will only lead you down. Why? Because we will get overexcited. We will commit a mistake in those problems. Whichever concepts I don't know, I won't be able to attempt. But whichever I know will take me down. Why? Because I won't commit, or I won't solve that correctly. So remember, whichever concepts you know very well, be extra careful in that, so that you get full marks in those concepts. Whichever you don't know, you won't be able to solve anyways. So don't get overexcited after seeing a problem. Try to go about it carefully, even if you have to devote extra 10 to 20 seconds, but try to find the correct answer always. So what is the ideal schedule for the students that are starting their preparation in July? July to December, you can focus on completing the entire course with almost 300 to 400 questions per subject. But after 2 months, that is in the month of September, you should get started with your revision, and then you should revise as well as complete new subjects parallelly. That way, you have to target by December your revision as well as your course is complete, so that in the month of January, you can attempt full syllabus test, and then you can know where you stand at all India level. Now the thing is that whenever I'm giving a test, how to attempt a test in order to get best marks. So see, if a test is for 2 hours duration, do not ever think you have the entire 2 hours available. Try to attempt that test in 1.5 hours. Then what to do in the next half hour? In next half hour, whichever questions were doubtful, whichever you don't feel confident in, recheck those problems and try to see if you have committed a certain error, because the error in a question will not be visible when you are attempting a problem, but when you are coming back to that after 1 hour or 1.5 hour, then you will be seeing that with a fresh state of mind, and you will be able to highlight whatever error you have committed. You will be easily able to correct 5 to 6 problems which were incorrect earlier. And mind my word, remember, I did this in gate exam in the last half hour or so, and I was able to figure out at least 5 to 6 questions where I had committed the mistake, and then I made those negative marks into positive, and I was able to better my rank. Okay, so remember, this is the strategy that you should follow always. Do not ever give the entire test or entire time to the test. Keep separate 15 to 20 minutes for rechecking whatever questions are doubtful, whichever you feel you haven't done correctly. Secondly, don't go after attempting the entire paper. Even if you attempt 60%, 70%, that will be sufficient if you have done it accurately. So don't be greedy going after all the problems, because even after cracking 70, 80% of the paper, you can get into top 10 rankers. No need to attempt 100%. Again, focus on accuracy more than speed, because speed will increase in the coming months when you are practicing for the next 6 months. But accuracy, if it is lost now, it cannot be gained ever. Remember this, it will not, you will not be able to make yourself more accurate, but speed you can get it over time, but not accuracy. Also, choose which questions you are attempting very smartly. That is, try to attempt those problems which are shorter, which are easier, and which can fetch you better marks, rather than going after the problems which are lengthy but you think you can do it. Because we have a state of mind that we think if we give enough time to this, I can crack it. But why to give enough time to that? It will only give you 1 marks or 2 marks. Rather, I should attempt a problem which is easy and still it gives me 2 marks. That will better my score, and that will better the chances of me getting into a PSU or an IIT. Also, don't spend much time on a single question. If you are feeling stuck, move on. Try to attempt next problem that you can see later on. Because in online test, there is an option for mark for review. You can mark that question for review and then you can see it later on. Okay, don't spend much time on a single problem. Now, what to do after the test? After the test, you should try and attempt whatever questions you committed mistake again. How that will help you? That will clearly tell you whether you did not know those problems or you could not do that under exam pressure. So you will be able to find where you are lacking. Either you are not able to handle the exam pressure, or you are not able to handle the timer pressure, or you did not know about that question itself. If that concept is a problem, then you can revise it. If exam pressure is a problem, then giving more tests or giving more number of tests over time will solve that problem. That is not a big issue. Okay. And whatever mistakes you are committing, remember not to repeat it over time, not to repeat it again and again. Now, the one of the biggest question that comes to the mind of any GATE aspirant is, how can I avoid any silly mistakes that I am committing? So first thing, whenever you are reading a question, kindly read it twice. Not more than 30 seconds it will take to you for reading a question twice. But that way you will not be missing out on any information. Because how does our mind work? It works by skipping certain terms. I read it like I just go over it. I don't read it word by word. But what happens is, there may be certain twists, there may be certain trick involved in the problem. If you don't read it word by word, then you will miss that out. Okay, you will definitely miss that out. So don't read a problem just go, don't go over it. Read it word by word. Read it at least twice so that you don't miss out any important data. Then you have to improve manual calculation, because what I have seen is, in a hurry, students are committing calculation error though they know the entire concept, and then they take it lightly. That is the biggest problem. You pardon yourself, you forgive yourself for committing a mistake. You think that I'll do it in the exam, oh, it is just a small mistake, I can correct it. But no, if you are not careful about your calculation, then even if you know the entire concept, you will get negative marks in that question. That is for sure. So whenever you are committing a silly mistake, whenever you are committing a calculation error, you must be hard on yourself. You must be frustrated that you have committed that error, and then increase your concentration, increase your attention on the next time. Don't do that thing again. Don't smile over that. Don't laugh over that, because it is a serious issue that will hamper you in your progress in the gate exam itself. Then never be in a hurry, because students always want to be first in a set of students. You always want to be ahead of your friend, because but doing that will not guarantee that you are ahead of rest of the 1.5 lakh aspirants. That doesn't tell you that. Okay, being first does not matter, but being the smartest and most accurate, that is what matters. Then also commit or also attempt a question systematically, that is step by step, so that you don't commit any typo errors. Otherwise you won't be able to recognize your own handwriting, and then you will read the data incorrectly. But that way, even if you are doing a lot of hard work, you will be losing marks. So please write down questions systematically. Do not panic. Do not panic after seeing a problem. You do have sufficient time in any exam, so do not panic and attempt it step by step. You can see that it will not take you much of the time. But in order to speed up, what we do is we try to speed up the process. We write it here and there, and then we don't even know where which step was written. But that will lose you marks, that will lose your accuracy. Then, when we are near to answer, we get lenient. Like we let our guard down in the final step, and then you will commit a calculation error definitely, because when we are writing the final step, we are getting excited because I am finding the correct answer to a problem, that too at the gate level. And that too, if you are the first student in the class, you will be overexcited. But then you are letting your guard down, and you will commit a mistake in the last step, and that will let you down, because a wrong answer is always wrong, no matter whether it was calculation mistake, whether it was a conceptual mistake, or you did not know the concept. A wrong question will always be wrong. It can never be correct. Okay. And also, when you practice a lot of question, you will get to learn how to interpret what the question wants to tell you, what data is given, and what is being asked. You will only get to know when you are attempting a lot of problems. So you have to interpret whatever is written in the problem. So that is the method by which you can avoid silly mistakes. You just have to be a little bit harder on yourself. You have to monitor yourself. You have to be your own guide. You have to shine light on your path by your own. No one else is going to guide you through the entire path. You have to mentor yourself. You have to be hard on yourself. You have to give yourself the feedback where you are lacking and where you are strong. That way you can avoid any mistakes. Now, after telling you all this, let us move on to Q&A session. But before that, I would like to make a few announcements. We have launched the online test series, that is K-Test for electrical and ECE, and you can check it out on our website ktest.kreatryx.com, as well as K-Test for mechanical and civil engineering branches also will be launched soon. Okay, so you guys can check it out. You can give the free test, and you can know what kind of portal and what kind of quality questions are there at our portal. So now one thing we shall do is we shall see whatever queries you guys have. Okay. So let me see what kind of questions you guys have. So first is by, actually there are a lot of doubts. First is by Ankit Kumar. Please give strategy for capsule Zeta user. So Ankit, what we'll do is when we'll conduct a webinar for capsule Zeta users, we'll definitely discuss the strategy, how you can use our product, how you can use capsule in order to get best rank in gate. So now it would be better if we directly discuss about gate only. Okay. Next is by Ayush Peace. I'm just entering a college. When should I start preparing for GATE? Ideally, you should follow your college curriculum, and the subjects that will be asked in GATE are most important ones are maths and rest of the technical subject that will start from the second year. So this year in the first year, you should focus on basic maths, whatever you are learning in the college, try to perfect it, and once you are very good at it, then try to prepare for GATE with your college from the second year itself. Next is by Richa Verma, how to cover measurement. Try to cover electrical measuring instrument, electromechanical measuring instrument, bridges. That will help you a lot. And those two are the most important topics in measurements. Next is by Darth Mojo. Can I buy video lectures of particular subject? Sorry guys, video lectures of particular subject are not available as of now. Next is by Chintan Maniar. No, I did not crack ESE in 2016. That was a different Ankit Goyal. What is the strategy for second attempt? So next is by Bandari Praveen. What is the strategy for second attempt? Once you have attempted a gate exam, you might be knowing where did you lose your rank, where were you losing the marks. So start from those subjects where you were not able to do better in the first attempt, and once you do that, you will be able to improve your rank. Okay, so go by that strategy, that is work on your weaker areas first and then only your stronger points. Next is by Rashmi. I sometimes take more days for any subject. How to optimize time for any subject? So Rashmi, kindly follow a schedule. If you have set a deadline, then you know by what date you have to complete. In that way, what will happen is once that deadline is arriving, you can put more of hours in your preparation. And if you are putting more effort or more hours in your preparation, then that subject will get completed on time. But we need to have that deadline, because without that deadline, we get lenient and we'll waste a lot of time on any subject. Next is by Jake Lamos, how I can write in third year. Though you may fool gate authorities by writing gate exam in third year, but in that way, what can happen is you may be blacklisted and then you will not be able to give gate exam in your final year. Shivam Dubey, how and where to study EDC and analog? I am doing self-study. So analog, basically you can refer to the book by Electronic Devices and Circuits by Neiman. And for EDC also there is a solid state semiconductor devices by Donald A. Neiman. So both books from Neiman are available. Those are actually very good books. Next, Naveen. Thanks a lot for the compliment that you are giving. How to crack gate with IT job? Now I have just completed EMT, CT, and machine. See, Twarita, what I have told already is you have to dedicate at least 2 to 3 hours on weekday and then 8 to 9 hours on weekend. And again, make a deadline like settle dates like 16 to 31st of July. I'll be focusing on one subject. Then 1st of August to 20th of August, I'll be preparing another subject. That way, create a timeline for yourself. And that way, dedicate the number of hours. Even if you have to lose a little bit of sleep, try to do that. Try to maintain the timeline that you have set for yourself. Next is by Subrat Kumar Mohanta. In which rank we can be eligible for ISC Bangalore? Usually, you should be less than 200 rank in order to be eligible for ISC Bangalore. Next is Ishan Bharadwaj. Is it necessary to study analog? Yes, it is necessary to study analog for EC student. For electrical student, it holds a weightage of around 4 to 5 marks. So it depends on you if you are ready to lose those marks. Manikanta, I don't want all those things. Please suggest me best way to improve concepts. To improve concepts, you have to practice a lot of problems and then you have to learn from each problem. Once you have solved a problem, similar kind of problem should not be an issue for you. Even if you are failing in the similar kind of problem, that means you haven't learned from that problem. So if you are learning from each and every problem that you are solving, and whenever you see a similar problem in test, you will be able to do better, because there are universal methods in every subject. If you know those methods well, if you have practiced them well enough, you can crack any exam or any question for that matter. Next is by Maruti. How can I make my preparation most effective? Maruti, I think I have covered that very well in the webinar itself. Next is by Anuj Panchal. By what month syllabus should be complete? By month of December, syllabus as well as revision. First revision should be done. Next is Akash Kumar. I am preparing through self-study and I am working with Kreatryx question bank and made easy theory book. Are these sufficient? So Akash, in order to answer this question, what you do is, after covering the question bank of Kreatryx of one subject, then give a subject test. If you are able to do well in that subject test, then it is sufficient. If not, then try any other question bank as well. Bhumika Gera. How should we begin preparation? I have already told you stepwise how you can begin preparation. If you miss that out, kindly rewind the video and you can see. Suraj Kumar, can you give me the test portion? I think that has been answered by my friend. Actually, Suraj, in our each test, what happens is we have completed the entire subject. So there is no portion of that subject in a test. Next is by Ravi. Is Creatrix video lecture concept question along with test series is sufficient? Yes, but along with that, you also have to solve previous year problems, and that would be sufficient. Arun NR, is it advisable to solve standard textbook question for subject like power electronics, Nedmohan, Signal, OpenM? No, first of all, cover the standard question bank that are available in the market, because standard book questions are not designed for GATE. They are designed for BTech as well as MTech as well as for PhD students. So all those set of problems may not be useful for you. So don't practice all the questions that are given in standard book. Next is by Kurapati Anvesh. I am a Zeta user. Will you change analog video lecture? So Anvesh, kindly contact us personally. We will be able to answer it better. Shubham Agnihotri, will this time Crash 2018 also include problem solving videos when it is going to launch? So Shubham, this year there will be a separate course for Crash problem solving videos in which I'll be letting you know what kind of questions can be expected in GATE exam and how to tackle those particular type of problems. But it is not a part of that crash course that we are running till now. It is a separate course. Raktim Sharma, whether should solve previous year question or solve test series. Raktim, you can solve test series side by side. That is, whenever you complete a subject, give a subject test. Whenever you revise it, give a subject test. And about previous year gate question, whenever you are revising a subject, revise it through previous year question. That strategy you can follow. Next is by Nabil Shah. What are basic math 12th level required before preparing gate? Those are basically calculus, matrices, then it is permutation and combination, sequence and series. Concepts like that, complex numbers, they are important for GATE exam. Sanjay Raj Purohit, Creatrix question bank and previous year questions are enough. Sanjay, actually everything is enough, but nothing is enough. It depends on student to student. If you are a good student with good grasping power, with good knowledge, then one question bank will be sufficient for you. But if you are not able to learn from those things, then even 10 question banks will not be sufficient. Next is by Vijay Ramanathan. How to learn prerequisite? You can buy any 12th level maths or physics book. You can learn it. Till where did I complete? Where did I complete? So I think there are a lot of question, guys. Hmm. Next is by Subhajit Chakrabarti. Up to what rank can we expect a PSU? Actually, you can expect it till 500 rank. Beyond that, you may get in the second or the third list, but not the first list. Then Darth Mojo. Does test series also contain video solution? No, there are only text solution. Arun CG, please tell the order of subject. Arun, I have already told that in the webinar. Kindly rewind the video and check. Arun Mohan, no, you can't purchase for 1 month video lecture. Tejas Gokani, can we get first rank by 6 months of preparation? Yes, but for that your basics have to be good, and then you have to work a lot harder on your concept, and you should do very smart work, a smart strategy, and a lot of hard work. Yes, you can get first rank in 6 months. It is not at all impossible. Next is by Soumya Sambit Mohapatra. Actually, it is a very good question. In final year, you do have a project. But before final year, after third year, you do get a lot of holidays. That time is very crucial for gate preparation, which you get to intern in different companies. In that time, if you are able to complete 2 to 3 subjects, then you will be doing well in gate. Other than that, when you have a BTech project, so to tell you frankly, guys, no one takes a BTech project seriously. It is just for the sake of marks. So you have to make a choice whether gate is more important or doing well in a BTech project is important. Other than that, you can do BTech project with your friends and you can focus more on your gate preparation. Next is by Chintan Mantra. How to stay motivated. Chintan, no one is going to motivate you because it is your destiny, your goal. You have to realize your own goal. So if you know why do you want to give gate exam, if you have a solid reason behind it, if you know what is your destiny, where you want to reach, and why is it so important for you, it may be because of your family condition, it may be your dream, it may be something, or it may be a milestone in your path, but knowing that reason itself is a big motivation in itself that will propel you forward and that will guide you to reach further heights. Okay, so find that internal reason. Why do you want to do this? If you answer this why, you will definitely able to do better in the gate exam. From where to solve power system numericals? You can solve it from JB Gupta. That book is good. Is Kreatryx video lecture concept? I think I have already answered it. Do coaching need? I am in my first year CSE. So in first year, see the kind of teachers that are teaching you, what kind of material you are getting from the college, what kind of learning you are getting. If you're not getting to learn good concepts, then you can join coaching. If the faculties and the facilities are good in the college, then you don't need a coaching. Tamai Mundru. See, Tanmay, what happens is if you don't focus on certain subjects and if you leave those out, then who is there to guarantee you those subjects will not have a high weightage in gate exam? And whichever subjects have you prepared, who is there to guarantee you that you can attempt all the problems from that subject? So leaving out a certain subject is a big risk in itself, because if you are leaving it out, you are taking a risk and you are reassuring you that you can attempt rest of the problems very well. If you are that well in other subjects, then you can leave out, but if you are average in other subjects, then leaving out a certain subject is itself a big risk. So next is by Darth Mojo. I have already told you, you can start giving tests right away. Shivendu Suman, you have got interview call from Hindustan Copper Limited. So then what you should do is you should read, since if you are from electrical, it is better that you prepare machines well, because all electrical engineers have to give an interview on electrical machines. Karthik Bharadwaj, how to manage GATE and ESE preparation simultaneously? See Karthik, now ESE is being conducted in January. If you already have a good knowledge of either technical or non-technical subjects, then you can prepare simultaneously. Otherwise, preparing 25 to 30 subjects in just a matter of 6 months is not an easy task. It is a very uphill task. Vijay Ramananthan, I don't know how to learn prerequisite. They did not teach in 12, 11, 12th properly. So, Vijay, you can buy any book, especially if you see in 11th and 12th, Arihant books are very good. Okay, that you can buy and you can learn the concepts, and you can ask any of your seniors, any of your friends to teach you who is good in those concepts, because a basic knowledge of that is required, not at the JE level. Okay, you just need up to the 12th standard or the board level, not anything more than that. Is it okay to study 2 subjects per day? As I have told you, one should be a non-technical, that is aptitude or maths, and one should be a technical. Next is by Santa Kumar. In GATE 2017, I haven't cleared in first attempt. By this time, what methods I have to do to crack GATE 2018? I have told you each and every steps what you have to do to crack GATE 2018. Subhajit Chakrabarti, electrical PSU closing rank, that is around 500. It may vary plus minus 100 like that, nothing more than that. What is the ideal time to leave a question we are stuck while solving? Ideally, in a matter of, let us say, 2.5 minutes, not more than that. Raktim, whether to attempt test series first or previous year, I have answered this. Should I solve the whole concept booklet again or should I go for GATE previous year? Concept booklets are actually very good, so you can solve them again, because by now you should have forgotten those concepts, and when you solve it, you will see them as fresh questions. Up to what month I have to complete preparation, that I have told in the webinar. What should be my strategy for engineering math? Solve as many problems as you can, because theoretical concepts are very low. The ratio of theory to numerical should be 30 to 70. Apart from Kreatryx material GATE previous year, what you will suggest? You can buy any objective question bank available in the market. You can practice that as well. How to clear doubt in concept or theory? You can ask it on our GATE aspirants group. There you will get your answers. How to prepare notes from Zeta video lecture? You can write it on the concept theory booklet that we are sending you. You can write on the same thing. Important topic in machine and power system. Machine, all the 4 machines are very important, because any of them can be asked in any given year. In power system, transmission, distribution, and fault analysis are the 2 most important topics. Lalit Singh, that is about concept or Zeta. That you can mail us, we'll be answering you. Remembering formulas is a big problem, then make a formula sheet, 2 to 3 pages of each subject in which all the formulas are written. Which book is good for electrical machines? PS Bhimra. How to prepare short notes, especially machines and power system? Write down whatever expressions that have been taught in machine and power system. That will be the short notes, or otherwise you can buy Crash. How can I improve application analysis and synthesis skill? By solving a lot of problem and seeing the solution to a problem, you should be able to apply that solution to any other problem which is based on the similar pattern. Next is by Kanishk Bhatt. I am a capsule Zeta user. Which subject should I do after network theory? You can go for machines, because networks will be applied in that. Ajinkya Dekhne, how much concentration should we give to engineering and aptitude? English and aptitude. It is for 15 marks. You have to get at least 12 to 13 marks in order to get a good rank in GATE. That much concentration you need to give. How to prepare synchronous machine? Read PS Bhimra and practice the problems at the end. Ritesh Lalwani, how can we prepare English for GATE exam? You can try out Kreatryx book on Amazon.in. Kreatryx General Aptitude book. How to tackle EMFT? In EMFT, it is better if you go by the 12th standard books that are given, because electrostatics and magnetostatics are most important for electrical, and that is given very well in the 12th standard books. How can signal and system analog affect GATE score? What is the strategy to prepare these subjects? Signal and system is a purely mathematical subject. Again, solve as many problems as you can. And if you are an electrical engineer, in analog, you have to prepare for diode and op-amp. Abhishek Shukla, I take almost 20 to 23 days to for each subject. How to increase speed? Abhishek, then you should go for 2 subjects in parallel and dedicate 1 month for that. That way, 2 subjects will be completed in 1 month. Ayushi Mahajan, please share timetable and how to manage time. As I have told you, timetable can vary from person to person, but still we have given several strategies. You can check out our earlier YouTube videos and you will get to know how to prepare power system, prepare transmission and distribution and fault analysis well. Yes, Kreatryx question bank and previous year question bank are enough. Ajay Kumar, I have already told how to best utilize these 6 months. Which book is best for aptitude part? You can check out Kreatryx book on Amazon.in. Anurag, I have already told the correct order of study in the webinar. Again, Srinivas, I have told you the best sequence. Yes, you can take a eardrop, Nayan. You can take a eardrop for gate. Next is by Dhrubajyoti. I am not able to find any mistake from the solved problem. But why you are telling to to keep 20 minutes for revision? What to do? If you are not able to find any problem in the or mistake in the solved problems, then that means you are solving everything correctly. That means whatever you are attempting, 100% should be correct. If that is not the case, then your strategy of revising or looking upon a problem solution is itself incorrect. Because if you have done a mistake, you must be able to find it. How much is the weightage for signal and system in EE branch? It is 8 to 10 marks. If guys you are having problem in subject wise tips, you need what to study, where to study, you can visit our blog kreatryx.com. There you will find our blog. There we have written about each and every subject in detail, what to read from each subject and how to prepare that subject. Okay, so please read our blog, please visit it once. So what I'll do from now on, I'll take the queries based on gate subject wise. For subject wise, you can visit our blog. How to know while preparing one is in the right track? Attempt a test. If you are getting marks, you are on the right track, else not. How can we avoid pressure? There is no way to avoid pressure. The only thing is to improve your focus and not to get your mind diverted when you are attempting a test. Only focus on a question that is in front of you and solve it without thinking much ahead what will happen if you are not able to do it. Don't worry about the result. Result is any day gonna come. You can't do anything about it. But what you can do about is the effort that you are putting, is the kind of work that you are doing. You can only control it. Result is beyond your control, so don't try to predict the result. Don't try to control the things which you cannot control. Next is Chandrapal saying, I am 2016 pass out, I got 9000 rank, and this year I got 794. Now I am joining IIT Kanpur MTech. How to manage preparation while MTech? See, Chandrapal, you already have a 800 rank around. So you just need to be in touch with your concepts. So you can either, I think you will get a scholarship at any institute you want. So you can either join some course or you can either go on to our GATE aspirants group and solve the doubts for the people there. That way you can remain in touch with all the concepts, all the subjects at any given time. That way you will not lose the touch. Doubt solving is the best way to keep in touch with all the subjects, and that is what I do for myself as well. Next is, did crash course contain previous year problem or new question? Mostly there are new question, only one or two might be the previous year problems. Subhajit Chakrabarti, if you have crash 2016, yes, it will be good for this year, but this year you can try crash video, it will be better. Norbit, for you, feeling pressure due to 2 years drop, how to avoid pressure? Again, you cannot avoid pressure, but you have to consider one day at a time. Try to maximize your effort, try to maximize whatever you are putting in today. If you do that, then go about the next day same way. Don't think too much ahead, only think one day at a time. Set a target for a single day and then achieve that. Chintan Maniar, you don't have to study continuously. You can study in a slot of 2 to 3 hours again and again. That way you can make 2 to 3 slots. Okay, don't have to sit continuously, because if you're sitting continuously for 6 to 7 hours, then you will lose focus and concentration and your efficiency will drop down. So take a break. Prakash, you have got scholarship and you have purchased a product. So if you want to know something about the product, then you can post it on our capsules that I users outsolving group. There I'll be happy to oblige. And if you are a capsule user, then what you can do is you can ask me in the live webinar that we conduct for our capsule students. There I'll answer your query. Akshay Kalyan, when to study in daytime or night time? Akshay, it depends on you where you are most attentive. But it is always better to be more attentive during the daytime, because anyways the exam will be during the day. If you are good at studying in the night time, you cannot give exam during the night time. So anyway, sooner or later you will have to change your habit and you will have to change your attention period. Srinivas, I have already told you about the subjects of EC in which order they should be prepared. Gopal, try to do two subjects in parallel, like 4 to 5 hours each day for two subjects, and then try to complete these two subjects within each month, and then you will be able to do that in time. Ashok Kumar, I have already told you for EMFT, you can refer to 12th standard book. If you are from EC, Sadiku is a very good book. So preparing while doing MTech will be good or not. If your eventual aim is PSU, then it will be good. If your just aim is just PSU, then focus on MTech and get a private job. Okay. Two subjects parallel studying, can we do better? Yes, if it is taking a lot of time in a single subject, you can study two subjects. That will help you because you will be saving a lot of time. Next is Rajashekar. How many revision we can make? Actually, at least 2 to 3 revision should be there for each subject. Next is Achana Bale Subramaniam. Actually, the test series has already started. You can visit our website. Raktim. It is not advisable to read economic load dispatch. It has been removed from GATE syllabus. For numericals in machines, you can read PS Bimra. But guys, again, I am telling I'll be answering doubts related to GATE and not related to subject wise. For that, you can visit our website. Shubham, if you have already a GATE rank of 681 in instrumentation, then you can go for MTech and side by side you can prepare for GATE, because definitely you can better your rank. Naveen Dubey, I have read power system from concept and felt very confident. Is all the concept are covered in it? Yes, all the concepts are covered in power system concept. I am able to give only 2 to 3 subject with coaching. How can I cover each subject and manage time? So what you can do is you can cover two subjects in parallel, and that should be sufficient. Try to keep a target of 1 month for two subjects. That way you will do much better. Vikrant, if you get pressure in exam by seeing time clock, don't take a look at it. Make it a habit. Whenever you are giving online test, in mock test or subject test, you have to control your instinct, because that is the biggest challenge. You have to fight with yourself. You have to fight with your natural habit in order to do well in gate. Vikas Kumar Singh, what made me get so much committed to get AIR1 with my job? Vikas, actually, I never prepared to get AIR1. Actually, I wanted to get into a PSU because I missed the chance last time and I was not very much satisfied with my private job. So I thought I'll get into a PSU, and that made me commit towards the gate rank. Again, I'm lost. So, guys, what we can do is, if you have any more queries, what you can do is you can go on the Gate Aspirant group and you can tag me in whatever query you have. I'll be happy to answer there, because actually I'm lost in whatever questions I have answered, and still there are a lot of questions left. So what we'll do is we'll post the link for the Gate Aspirants group here in the chat. You can go upon that, tag me in your query, and I'll answer this and I'll comment there. Okay. So it will be better and more convenient for you as well as me. But it was nice talking to you, interacting with you, getting to know whatever issues you are facing. And still, I would like to help you guys through our Gate Aspirants group. And definitely, I would like to answer each and every one of your queries. So please visit that. But please be patient with me, because I also have a lot of other duties. So I may not be able to answer instantly, but definitely I would like to answer each query. Okay. So kindly be a little patient, post your queries, and I'll comment that. But please remember to tag me. Otherwise, what will happen is I won't get notification and I won't know that someone has tagged me or someone has posted such a query. So please do this thing. I know it will be a bit more inconvenient than this direct doubt solving, but here I see a lot of questions are getting repeated. That is why I'm not able to take new questions. So if you do that, and if you have any subject wise query, that is, if you want to know about EMT, signal system analog, then please visit our website. There you will find the blog. And in that blog, I have mentioned strategy for each and every subject that will help you a lot. And you don't have to wait for me to answer, because here I can answer in only one line, two line. There I have written even one page for a subject. So you will get to know much better what you have to do. Okay. So please visit it once. And if you still have a certain problem, then I'll be happy to answer. Okay. Thank you guys for such a wonderful response. It was nice interacting with you all, and I hope to see you all again soon.